rings at 12, says, go on, you're going to conquer the world, go and fight for it, you can do it. I'm very into that, you can do it, go and push it. I love phrases and I love reminding myself of that.
Do you have any mentors that you can talk about?
Mentors? Yeah, I do. I do have my first boss from Nestle. He is one of my, he's a really good friend of mine, and I've used him as a mentor very much whenever I'm lost. He's like the tough talk that you never want to hear, but you end up hearing. I use one of my sisters as a mentor as well. Whenever I'm trying bubbling a lot of things. I wouldn't say I've been wondering about this. Should I get more mentors and stuff like that? I think I have more than a mentor in itself. I have a lot of people I talk to. I listen a lot of lessons from which I take. I don't know. For example, I just realized I learned about this businesswoman Emma Green. I don't know if you know her, but she's the one who founded Good American, Skims, and very big companies here. She's British. And I just, because I was listening to some podcast that they interview her and she told about this podcast that she was going to release, I've been obsessed. And that's how I learn. That's how I think I try to reach people who can inspire me and teach me something different or put a different perspective, and I try to reach to those people or rather see or consume all the content that they have online.
And are you mentoring anyone right now?
Yeah.
You can talk about them.
Yeah, I'm working with two Chilean companies. One, I give a lot of advice in how to increase their sales, like how to approach the market and how to. So I participate a lot with my university. There's this alumni network where I'm a mentor. I try to I give 1 hour a month, mainly one, maybe 2 hours if somebody reach out, because I want to give back. But I try not to compromise like a long term. But I'm mentoring this very successful woman. She has this very big business, but she's like so much younger than me, and we usually go up and talked about. That's the way I think I works for me, at least. I talk about life and breaking mental barriers.
So what's your approach to social media?
I hate it, but I use it.
How do you use it?
I create a lot of content and I work with people that are so much more experienced.
And are you doing like little short video clips? You doing blogs? Like what's your
a lot of videos explaining. I've learned. Well, my company, my sister's company is the one that handles my personal brand. So we define all the subjects that we want to talk about. I create the videos or I create it with her, and then she's the one who makes it happen.
And you have like a go-to platform like LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram? Like what's your go-to one?
I gotta say I hated social media 5 years ago, but I still don't like it that much. I don't understand oversharing.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I've never got it, but I've realized it's a platform where a lot of people learn. And when the pandemic hit, when COVID happened back home, it was awful. And we were one of the 2 countries in the world that had like a serious lockdown. Nobody knew how to do online business. Nobody knew how to talk in simple ways, like everybody could understand. So I become the go-to girl. There were no women talking about this. And since I used to work with SMBs before, I was able to translate this technical world into something simpler. So I started giving a lot of talks. And I hated social media. I really hate it. The only social network I used was LinkedIn because I thought it's business. So I'm not sharing my life. I'm not going to share that I'm having a coffee with a friend. I don't understand that yet. But I do believe in LinkedIn because it was business. I could share my thoughts. I could share the ways I was thinking. in terms of business. And once COVID hit, I started doing a lot of talks. I was giving 2 or 3 talks per week, a lot. And I remember this. I hate it. Social. So we built the social networks for the company, for the Kikas, and we were giving all the advice through that. And until one small entrepreneur, he was asking, I came out of stage and he was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" Of course, I still find it weird that they want picture, but and he was like, "Can you give me your Instagram?" Yeah, of course. Call the Kikas at no, you're. I don't have a public one. Why not? I don't like it, Kika. But I the company. I share everything on the company. And he was like, "Yeah, but it's a company. We're trusting you."
Yeah.
Okay, that was the day I decided to build a public account.
Build a personal brand more.
Yeah, and I'm using a lot TikTok now for content because I've learned it's a platform that they consume a lot of content, and every time we publish something related or data or KPIs or stuff that they want to learn on how to work the abandoned cart and stuff like that, it's amazing the impact. Like we just started. Remember, 70 million people, very small business. We've got videos with 100,000 views.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, TikTok's amazing.
And I was like, what?
And people always say, "Oh, TikTok's young females dancing." Like I follow so many smart people, like educating, like STEM and stuff.
Way.
Yeah,
well,
it's so much stuff on there.
I thought the same. We had the same math that only old people and young dancers were in TikTok. I think that's how it started.
It's so much more
now. It's evolved so much.
So much more. I learned so much on there.
People is learning, and I love teaching. I love sharing content. So, the next challenge now is Sell with Kika, make it a official brand, and start sharing content, which is gonna be challenging because we gotta share content in English because we need more people to know about us. Which I know we're gonna be. Remember this day. I know we're gonna make a big difference here because we have a lot to share, and there's a lot of need for companies. In a challenging world, you need to adapt.
Definitely. So, at what age or what happened in your early career? Like, you know what, I might be pretty good at this business stuff. Like, I'm like, this might be, I might be pretty great at this business. What happened for you to that click in your mind? Like, this is going to be a career for me. I'll be able to make a good life doing this.
I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. Never. If I would, I thought I was gonna make it like a, I don't know, CEO of a big company, or like I was going to do corporate world. That was my path, and I started that way. And then I started to realize it didn't suit me very well. All this brand manager, and if you are not a manager, and I didn't understand. I had never understand that way of that world. That's why I quit. I got into entrepreneurship by coincidence because I was switching to go into work in the wine industry, but they didn't hire women to be export managers because they wanted guys, because it's a very male related, or it was 10 years ago. And the thing is, once I started this, I got to see the impact I was having. I'm a really honest person. If I don't like what I see, I'm gonna tell you. Try to use fancier words or nicer words, but I would push your limits. And when I started doing talks, I gotta see the impact of persons like willing to do something different. That's when I realized. I remember being on stage. There was 1,000 SMBs listening at that moment, and I was like, "Shit, I'm good at this, and I can help." And I think that when your heart and your mind are aligned, it's impossible not to succeed. And when I started the Kikas, I said, "Give me 5 years. Give me 5 years, and I'll sort things out." I'm in the 5th year. It puts a lot of pressure, but I know it's the right one. I think that you need that adrenaline in life in order to move and to push things forward.
So what's going to be your approach as far as like bringing your company to the United States market?
What's gonna be my what? Sorry.
Your approach to coming to the U.S. market?
You wanna make money? Come join me. Simple as that. No. Well, you know that people tend to move more because they lose money rather than they win. It keeps you up at night that you don't have money in the bank, not that you're like floating in millions. So I would say that whoever is tired of losing money and knows that they have a good product but they don't know how to do it, well, I'm the person. I see business crystal clear, so it's easy for me. We have built a methodology that works with that. How to understand a business, how to see the opportunities, and how to match them with a learning skill or ability that you need to develop in order to achieve that.
So when someone reaches out to you to be on your platform, like how do you know their business is the right match for your platform?
I would say that whoever wants to grow is a match. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's a saying, and I would say that it doesn't matter the business if there's an honest willingness to grow, and they're stuck because they don't know the market, they don't know how to reach, and they have a good product. I can help. That's for sure. It doesn't matter which line of work you are. Business is business. Everybody needs to sell. Nobody knows how.
So true.
There's this Scottish poet who said, "Everybody lives by selling something. Rather your time, your knowledge, your skills, your abilities. If you're a teacher, you sell knowledge. If you're a housewife, you sell your time. If you wanna, I don't know, if you have a good friend and you want to introduce her into a new girlfriend, you sell him.
Yeah.
Everybody have to sell something in order to live, to make money, unless you are a nice rich person that I don't know, had a big inheritance and stuff like that. But nobody knows how.